Kevin, I'm so on the fence with my opinion of what you were just talking about. Because on the one hand, every time we've seen the Muta switch, it's resulted in a win. On the other,
I can't argue with that logic. But
on the other, it does lend itself to one-dimensional play. I'll say this: I've never seen Macsed. Maybe I shouldn't say never, but I feel like we seldom see Macsed build Stargates in this matchup. And
when he does it, he doesn't use them.
But maybe if he would open with a Stargate from time to time, it would make him a little less prone to these big Muta transitions.
But it's not necessarily something that you know every Protoss player sees those games, but if you don't feel comfortable with it, it's just not something you can rock with. Even when you know it might be good, like yeah, Phoenix opening might be good, certainly against a player who loves Muta switches so much, and if you keep dying to it, yeah, you might as well open up with a Phoenix once, then you don't have to use it all game long, but if you have to, you can fall back to it. But if you don't know how that phase, let's say minute 8 till minute 10 is supposed to play out, if you're not that comfortable with Phoenixes in that stage of the game and you're not sure if you can protect your third base against a certain amount of roaches or not, it's just not something you can use if you don't have the practice with it.
Well, regardless of all that, Kev, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we see that player who has been switching into Mutas quite often. It is LGIM Byul. And he has gone for Hatch first here on Frost, with a drone scout, I might add. In the bottom right-hand corner of the map, Byul's opponent, the red Protoss player, now trailing 1-2 in this series from Invictus Gaming. It is Macsed.
Oh. Macsed is looking a little sad there, man.
There's almost looks like frustration on his face.
He's never,
His games have been close. All of them have been close. As we see once
I think
again.
Byul once more going 3 hatcheries before spawning pool. It almost leaves Macsed no option to go for a 2-base play. I would really like to see when he's going to scout this.
Yeah, I thought that was a drone scout, but it was not. It was the third hatchery drone. Byul has been so greedy. It feels so strange to me. When I first started seeing Zergs do 3 hatch before pool, I was like, this will never work against Gateway Expand. And here in the current meta, it feels stronger against Gateway Expand than it does against Forge Expand, and I don't quite know why.
Well, it is risky. It's all about surviving a certain phase in the game. And if Macsed can get a similar scenario as he had on Whirlwind, where Byul was forced to go into full-on unit production mode while he was only on 45 drones, he might be able to do something about it again. But regardless, man, this is always rough. And, you know, Byul is right now in a weird way dictating the pace of the game, because he's saying like, hey Macsed, I just did this, and you better do something about it.
Either
if you
do
don't
something about it, or I'm just going to run over you.
Yeah.
And I think that part of it, that logic, is what makes it so good, right? It's Byul taking the initiative. Kev says because the Twilight Council is down, and it is in that tricky spot.
It's a very hard
where it is often succeeded by a Dark Shrine. We'll see if that is in fact the case.
I think a little more north would perhaps even be better, but
he's going to put the Dark Shrine right underneath it. He's going to tuck it right in there, and it might even get scouted because this Overlord is in a good spot.
This Overlord is heading into the right direction, and that could be very rough. Either way, we will see. We saw Macsed do a Dark Templar build earlier this tournament. Ooh, where's that Centric? It's sitting on top of the ramp. He has to deny this. That's already kind of like, I have something to hide.
That is not where I expected to see the Dark Shrine. This Overlord will scout Twilight Council, and that might be all it needs to see. It may even still see the Dark Shrine.
I'm pretty damn sure that Byul has watched the games of Macsed against Scarlet, and he saw Macsed execute that Dark Templar build.
He's going to cast Photon Overcharge.
It doesn't matter. He doesn't have to see the Dark Shrine to put the pieces together. But he's going to see the Dark Shrine.
Okay.
Ouch.
Now what? Cancel it and go double Stargate.
No, you proxy a Robo. Okay, but he's gonna cancel it and research Blink. That's interesting. So far, he's not dropping spores. Okay, there he goes. I don't think he's gonna overdo it because Byul is also aware of the fact that Macsed might cancel it. That's something our Protoss players like to do quite often. Regardless, man, he's gonna be in a tough position. This Blink attack is going to strike a little later than it should have been. This is a Blink attack of a Gateway first. That means that the economy hasn't been fantastic. Byul is gonna have so much larva to work with. He's gonna have a little bit of time. He's gonna have a great economy. Macsed is gonna need exceptional micro to pull this one off.
Yeah. So, looking at the map geography, though, Protoss players can blink up here.
your screen has this cover on it, which allows me to not sneak peek at your screen, so I can't see anything. But
east of the main.
oh,
So
now you're putting me on the east. All right.
Right. Right of the main.
I know south and north, okay? Leave me alone.
I would think you would know northwest, given your musical tastes.
Wow. Wow, that was it.
What?
I'm speechless.
Nothing
Anyway,
wrong.
Ben, let's focus on what's going on over here. I'm glad that you're keeping up with the gossip world. It's the last thing I expected from you.
A little bit of pop culture never hurt anybody.
51 drones and burrows being reached. Its burrow could be absolutely fantastic, as there is no detection within this army. There's no robotics facility on the map, which means no observers, unless he proxies one, but I don't think that's going to happen today. Ooh, it's going to be rough, man. You're also going for the full wall of already. This probe right now represents Macsed's tournament live.
Oh man, this is so all in. It does not get.
No, cannot build there. It would be awesome, but no. Oh my god, he's gonna have to drop 4 pilots immediately.
Oh, the wings are so fast. Force
probe.
field is so important right here. The probe is somehow untargeted in all of this. Oh, why probe? Run!
Are you kidding
Run,
me?
little guy!
Are you kidding me,
Oh my
Ben?
god, he's a survivor.
This probe was the only thing that kept Macsed alive in this little push, because he has a full wall off. He wouldn't be able to sneak out another probe. Oh, Byul, if you're ever going to lose this game, you're going to hate life for a long time. But I don't think that's going to happen. There are 18 roaches on the way, so I think he will be fine.
Yeah, I think initially Byul's done a fantastic job.
He forced out so many forces. I mean, this was good regardless by Byul. Don't get me wrong, but it could have been game-ending.
There's the Stalker warp in. Golly, man. Byul
Oh,
has had so
16
much
blink
time.
stock. Oh, it's a trap.
Oh, man. I think he should head to the east of the main base.
Stop playing with my heart.
And I think that's where he's going.
20 roaches out on the map, 8 more on the way, and Roach Feed is about to finish up. I do like that he's not fighting on creep. This is better. This is indeed a lot.
Yep.
Oh, he knows now about Burrow. That kind of helps too.
Burrow has been spotted. It makes
Proxy
it hard
Robo.
to fight.
He's going to have to proxy a Robo, Ben.
Why is he walking on top of the roaches? That's such a suicide play. Roaches are going to unburrow. Macsed's going to have to micro a little bit. Time warp and force fields are being used.
He's blocking his own Robo. He's microing so well. With excellent Blink Stalker micro, maybe something is possible. There comes the Robo
my
again.
God.
People are loving it, but still.
If this works, I'm going to learn to speak Chinese.
Ooh, I would love that.
I guess he's just going to sit here and wait for an observer.
He doesn't really have another choice. Spinecrawlers start working on these pylons. He can lose that one and still have the power to warp in additional units. Byul also has a roughly a minute right now to set up a surround. So
How dicey is this situation, honestly? More pylons are going to fall.
You know,
Macsed might be supply blocked.
It is dicey, but if he makes an observer and then starts pumping out Immortals, Blink Stalkers and Immortals are good against Roaches. But yeah, there are 37 on the map right now, 14 more on the way. Oh my god, he's going to max out on Roach.
Oh no, not the Robo! It's a trap! Mistakes were made, Kev. Stalkers are completely surrounded. That is some strange Blink micro. It's a 3-pronged surround as every single Stalker is going to melt away. And Macsed, in spite of his best efforts, honestly, this ain't going to end well, Kev.
No, it's not. The defensive Blink there is going to give up the Robo. He does have one observer out on the map, but he is so outnumbered. Even though he picked off quite a few Roaches here and there. And the economy is not that great, but it's 3 bases against 2. He's going to lose the investment of this Robo. That's going to hurt as well. This time the Hydralisk then is the follow-up, and I think that's a much safer follow-up, and I like it a little more than the Mutalisk in this scenario.
Yeah, I mean, Macsed's trapped, and there's no sense throwing mutas into a fortified base.
I mean, Byul has to still be careful, because Blink Stalkers have done crazier things in the history of StarCraft 2. So you don't want to sacrifice too many units, and throwing away a lot of units right now to pick off a few gateways, and above all, find yourself on the other side of the map. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of this, but why not?
Now, he's using the time to drone up.
That's
He's adding a lot of drones. He's getting his Groove Spines upgrade, so his Hydras are going to be extra potent. Roach is continuing to dance in and out, but Macsed, you know, he's doing as good of a job as he can.
He's working with the straps that are given to him. They're just not very good.
It's a tough spot, no doubt.
He's gonna make another observer. He's still scouting. I think he did see the Hydralisk then, so that's a small tell.
Yeah, he's also soon going to see
You
the
know,
4 bases that he's playing against.
Yeah, he's not making a robo base, so it's going to be extremely tough for him to
Observer
play
died.
against. No. Well,
He did.
he's making another one. It's going to be extremely hard for him to deal with a Hydralisk. 65 drones against 44, 3 base economy against 2.
Oh, it's a Spore Crawler. Spore Crawler with 2
Also,
kills.
these Stalkers have 0 upgrades. I thought they were at least on 1-0. But they're actually on 0-0.
The Spore Crawler is almost a Ravager. He has 2 kills.
Where's the... Oh.
Because it hates observers.
This one? Which spore are you talking about?
It's right below the 3rd base. To the east.
Oh. Interesting.
So I guess we could say that Macsed has found some stability, Kev. He's at 120 supply. This is still not...
Maybe a couple of good force
It's
fields.
still not out of the question impossible. It is unlikely.
It's going to be very hard for Macsed. That's safe to say. He's going for a full wall up
This
again.
poor Hydra is being pushed by a changeling to his death. That is...
The biggest problem is just he doesn't have upgrades. He doesn't really have the tech to deal with the army. The Hydralisk count is going so high. We got 16 of them already. 7 more on the way, Ben. Last season, Macsed made it to the round of 8. He lost it 3-1 against Asia, and I'm afraid that this season it's going to be the same result for him because he needs a small miracle.
Yeah, it's certainly looking grim for our Chinese hope. Macsed will still have one more chance to make it to Canada. I'll have to play for the 5th and 6th place match because North America will be sending 6 representatives to the Season 3 finals.
We do have 22 Blink Stalkers. It is something.
22 Blink Stalkers can create magic. It's possible. It is not likely, but it is possible. Jim could do it.
Maybe the power of Jim is within Macsed right now.
I wonder if he borrowed his socks.
Oh, Jim's probably watching this, and he's wondering why we're talking about him.
Because he's Jim Credible.
Now he's smiling.
They're going to rename Invictus to Jim Credible Miracle.
The upgrades for this Roach Hydra army are not that fantastic either. That's the only thing that's sort of working. We have 9 sentries as well. This is an Elfie push if I've ever seen one. 18 minutes, 2 bases, and lots of force field.
And again, it's possible as the army supply continues to grow.
Army supply is actually kind of even.
If Macsed wins a huge fight, and we are going to see a big fight unfolding right now, force field's going to go down. They are pretty good. Force field sectioning out the majority of this Zerg army. The problem is the Hydras. The Hydras firing over and doing so much damage. Stalkers have to be babysat so carefully. A few of them are falling. A single immortal too far forward is going to get focused down. Macsed somehow looks like he might have won this fight, but God, it's going to come at great expense.
Yeah, he does survive this fight. He does win it, and he keeps a few units alive, but the bank was the biggest problem. Byul was on 3,500 minerals, 2,000 gas. Look at this production tab. That's a full army. 14 links, 10 hydras. There were 30 roaches or something on the way.
And let's not forget the 3 vipers being added to the mix for blinding cloud.
Blinding cloud. That's what you get when you hang around with me too much, man.
English is hard even as my first language.
This 4th base for Byul is really kicking in as well. On this point on, he's like, well, you know what? Since Mutalisk did finish you off, at least in previous games, I'm going to make some Mutalisk again.
Might as well.
He is maxed out already. That didn't take a very long time, and this time it's 124th army supply against 62. Byul is about to get the best result out of his professional gaming career. He's about to win more money than he's done throughout his entire career, and he's played a very good best of 5 to do so.
Abduct's gonna go down. No blinding cloud being casted, but the roaches and the hydras will stream forward. The good